Oh yeah, me again. Let's get on with the next part. So here you go, here's all the loom, and as you can see that's a lot of wire to have just all like outside of the frame and that, and all the bikes I've done, if you look back on my previous videos, I put them all in the framework without issue, and I just prefer them like it, they just look tidier I think. Anyway, what I'm hoping is this will go down and pop out down in the corner, but it doesn't always work like that. So as you can see, I've got it nice and easy now. What I always do is I pop the top piece in, and then I connect it from by the motor, and then as I bolt the motor in, I put the cable in tight, and then I'll put some sealer in here and some sealer in the bottom, just to stop any rainwater getting in. That's all it does really. But yeah, and plus you've got the added mudguard on there and all that sort of stuff, so it should be pretty good. Anyway, I'll flip the bike up the other side, up the other way, and we'll go from there. So here you go, there's my picks. Now all I gotta do is bring the cable up through this part, which is generally the hardest part really. Once you get it up through, the rest is quite easy. I can see it there. So there it is. I don't know where you guys can see it yet, but this is another reason why you need the 18mm hole to actually hook onto it. Not quite. I can't remember. I think on my Trek video I may have run a wire down, connected a wire and pulled it all through that way. I can't really remember now, but it is a bit of a bugger getting these up in. Sometimes they just come on in, another time they can be a right pain. And it's harder as well because I'm actually using a used Bafang. So with a brand new cable, the cables are stiffer, so, and a lot straighter, so it's a lot of an easier job than this. But yeah, let's try another pick. Try two. Got to be careful because I don't want to destroy my wiring inside, because that can make it really awkward. You've got to be patient with this one. Once it comes, it'll just come. It's just getting a twist on it. No, I lost it. But yes, it's quite awkward. Let's try this one instead. It's one of those jobs where you could do with two people really, just to get you going, if you know what I mean. See, I don't want the pick going in there because of the wiring, and you're manipulating, turning it as well. And there she comes, and that's it. So if you do this, always check all your pins on the inside, because the last thing you want to be doing is having to mess about with pins. Now what I'm doing, the bit you can't see at the minute, I'll try and turn the camera around so you can see that bit. Now just down on this piece, what it is, I don't want this lump out if I can help it. So I use this cable to pull through it, and that's where I want them, like that. So it's when they come out, they'll go in there, and there's plenty of room for them, just like that. And I don't use them all, so this one I want him to go down in the frame as well, like that, and he can disappear on inside that one, because I won't use him. So there you go. This is the 3 I will use. So just make sure there's enough pull on them. I'm at a little bit more, so I intend to put them in that little cable type bit there. Yeah, that's perfect there. And then it's a matter of, so that's that bit done. And as you can see, they're going to go in that cable holder there, just like that. That's how they're going to sit. And this one here, I'll connect this one up to the motor in a minute and feed all that back in. Anyway, let's get the motor, line it all up, and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so first thing to check when you bring your cable back through, always check that all your pins are good and straight. Otherwise you'll have nothing but problems later. Connect them together nice and tight. It's a watertight fitting anyway, but what I like to do is I like to tape them, because if they're taped, you just know 100% yourself. And not only that, sometimes you have to jiggle the cable about, so putting this on will make sure that it doesn't come apart, because the only downer with doing this, putting it in a frame, is if you've got an electrical issue, you have to take it all apart. So this is the part where I try and use a rubber grommet, but obviously that don't always work. And the next hardest part is getting this cable to go back down that way, which is quite awkward because obviously you've got quite a lot of it. But if you can fold it in, it'll all of a sudden it'll just fold up, start folding and going. And this is your next awkward part, and that's why you're using the 18mm to get that lump through. It's quite an awkward thing to do, to actually pull it through, but just bear with it, take your time. There's no rush, nothing's in the way, and it'll all just start slotting in. Now for the rubber grommet, I hope this is the right size I'm using. It might not be, I might have to take it all back out to put a smaller one in. I'm hoping this one will do it. This is where you need tiny little fingers to do this job. And I think I've gone too big with this grommet. It will move about. It's a bit of a ball-ache job, but it's one of them ball-ache jobs that will look better if you get it done right. As you can see, it goes in, then it comes back out, but it's just getting it in there. It's going in there. I've got a little bit left. I might get a screwdriver just to give me a hand with that bit. Yeah, I'm going to need a little screwdriver just to give me a little push. That's going in there. A little bit more. It just finishes it off basically. And as you can see, I've still left myself room. Push that over a bit. It's popping back out now. I purposely went for an oversized one really, because it'll just be a nice tight fit when it's all in. So there you go. And as you can see, it looks like a nice tidy job too. and that's him. There's a little gap in there for that cable, so any water that does get in the frame can get out, because it's going to struggle to get out through these bits. And most frames have got a little hole somewhere on it. It's got one, but it's obviously can fill up to about there, so I thought if I leave one, it's got somewhere to actually come out. So there you go. Now pushing that wire in as I go, like that, making sure there's some more there I can get in. It's just getting it tight into the motor. It's a bit of a pain, but the end result is worth it. These come out to the side. I want them to go that side. I want them to go over that way. And I think that's it. Yep, that's him. So that is in there now. So it's just a matter of sealing the bottom hole, and that's the wiring in. And I don't know where you can see very well in the light. I'll try and bring it down so you can see. And there it is. So it looks nice and tidy like. There you go. Anyway, what I've got to do now is, that's done, so I'll bolt the motor in. The cable fits now. I changed the thing on it, done the wiring that I had to do on it, a bit of rewiring. I noticed a few bits that were cut. So this piece here now, I'm going to put some black sealer in down on here, so no water can get in the frame. Then I'll put the rib nuts in these positions. Yeah, and we'll go from there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this short little video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there and get out and ride.